Family, Rockets. First off, a huge thank you. We just hit 150 subscribers on the channel. Seriously, you're incredible, and this is only the beginning of our journey together. And look, what just happened on the court over the last few days was straight up insane. The team pulled off the kind of comeback that makes your heart race, but it also revealed something that could change the course of the season. And to make it even more exciting, a rookie is starting to steal the spotlight in unbelievable fashion. You won't believe what's coming today. So sit tight, subscribe if you vibe with the content, drop a like, and let's get into the news. Take a breath, because this comeback story starts long before the final buzzer, and it hinges on something that separates good teams from teams that command respect. Emotional control that turns chaos into surgical execution. For 3 quarters, the climb looked way too steep. Down by 14, easy looks wasted, and most of all, an old ghost haunting the house. Turnovers turning into opponent points and shredding any game plan. 12 turnovers in the first half, 21 points handed over on a silver platter, and the feeling that the night was headed for the bitter ending. The fans felt that pit in the stomach, but they didn't budge, because when this team locks in, it changes the weight of the court. The turning point starts with a detail that doesn't show up in the box score but decides big games. Valuing possessions, simple reads, and a sustainable pace. When Houston shut off the turnover faucet in the second half, the offensive identity overflowed. The flow returned, passing lanes opened, and the efficiency exploded in the fourth quarter with execution that made Milwaukee's elite defense look slow and reactive. The result was a ruthless attack. 71.4% shooting in the final period. The kind of stretch that turns a double-digit deficit into a 7-point win across a few perfect minutes. Not a fluke. It's a snapshot of a team that tops the league in offensive efficiency, wins the perimeter battles, and owns the offensive glass when every piece clicks in rhythm. That's where star power and closers take over. Kevin Durant seized the moment with 31-7, picking matchups, punishing switches, and using the mid-range like a scalpel when the possession called for control, not speed. Alperen Sengun with 23-11 set the tempo. Soft touch in the short roll, vision to hit cutters, and a presence that forced the help to collapse, opening clean looks from deep. Jabari Smith Jr. and Reed Shepherd added 16 apiece, and that's the difference between a reaction and a comeback. The courage to let it fly without hesitation, punishing every double at Durant and every late closeout from Milwaukee. The strategic impact is massive, especially without Fred VanVleet since preseason. Creation became a collective organism. Amen Thompson pushing when the lane opened, Durant slowing things down when needed, and Sengun stitching the middle of the defense with poise and reads. The lesson's clear. Protect the ball and the offensive ceiling becomes something few can reach, and the margin for victory grows without needing hero ball every trip. On nights like this, the image is of a contender. Execution, emotional response, and multiple pathways to score, even against a team that punishes mistakes efficiently. The fan base caught the code instantly. Social feeds lit up with relief and confirmation. This is the Rockets we knew were in there. Stop giving the ball away and nobody can hang with us. But with a direct warning. Consistent control is what separates Showtime from sustainable momentum through the West's marathon. There's a bonus that flips the locker room's mood too. Winning like this, right before a 3-game homestand, reframes the narrative, fuels the confidence, and intimidates anyone walking into Toyota Center thinking a lukewarm pace will be enough. The next opponent is a mirror of what can happen. Washington coughed up 27 points off 20 turnovers and collapsed late. Proof that every possession is gold when your legs get heavy and the clock starts to squeeze. The final message for anyone who only looks at the score. This wasn't just another November win. This was a manual for how the Rockets can win in May, valuing possessions, elevating the superstar, and giving the supporting cast the stage to shine without fear. And that wasn't even the most surprising part of the day. Because there's a secret on the bench that's becoming a league-wide storyline. There's a reason Rockets fans can relax when the starters sit. Houston's rotation is crushing games at the foundation, in the details, and with a number opponents hate seeing on the Jumbotron. Absolute dominance on the offensive glass coming from the bench. In controlled minutes, Steven Adams is leading the league in offensive rebounds per game and posting 7.9 offensive boards per 75 possessions. A historically paced mark that flips the mood of any worn-down opponent in the third quarter. Second chances become punishment, extra possessions become threes, and the opponent's morale walks out the door along with their box-out security. And the scariest part is that this power doesn't rely on just one player. It's system, discipline, and waves of physicality. Adams isn't alone in the avalanche. Clint Capella arrived in the megatrade that brought Kevin Durant and, even in a smaller sample, is putting up 10.0 offensive boards per 75. An absurd figure that has two Rockets flirting with record territory at the same time. For Ime Udoka, that's tactical gold. Rotate the bigs without losing rim presence or physical intensity, keeping pressure in the paint for the full 48. The domino effect is obvious. Opponents have to collapse earlier, the perimeter opens up, and Houston converts at above-average clips thanks to the clean looks born from second chances. Team-wise, the second unit is producing at a 50% field goal clip and 43.8% from three, sustaining and stretching leads with smart minute staggering. And when the focus shifts to the perimeter, Reed Sheppard shows up as the spark that separates a good bench from a bench that wins big games. Among players with 0 starts, he ranks near the top in box plus, minus, posting 19 points, 5.5 assists, 4.3 threes, and 2.3 steals per 75, a spark plug profile that instantly changes possession cadence and defensive reads. His efficiency isn't empty volume. It comes from quick decision-making, off-ball relocation, and the nerve to punish late closeouts, exactly what that offensive rebounding context creates best. Meanwhile, Tari Eason keeps bringing two-way impact without the noise. 17 per 75 on a scorching 51.2% from deep in the highlighted stretch, and the versatility to fit next to Durant, Amen, or Sengun without losing identity. That lineup elasticity enables maximum ball pressure or wide spacing without breaking the team's rhythm. The league is starting to admit it. Houston's depth is a contender trait, not an accessory. While many teams fall apart when their stars sit, the Rockets keep the standard, control the clock with extra possessions, and wear you down mentally with repeated coverages and long rebounds flipped into threes. The bench metrics point to a group that doesn't just hold a lead, it builds cushions, turning potential nail-biters into controlled wins. And that ties directly to Fred VanVleet's absence. Creation, which could have crumbled, was spread across the group. Sheppard stepping on the gas when the window opens, and Adams/Capella anchoring second-chance offense as a philosophy, not a bailout. In the locker room and the stands, the reaction is happy shock. That's a lot of muscle and IQ off the bench. Nobody beats us in a tug-of-war on the glass. There's always one more shot coming. That's the noise real contenders make on the road to May. Here's the detail that sparks the real conversation. When Udoka stacks Eason, Sheppard, and one of those rebounding monsters, the margin skyrockets, transition lanes appear, and the matchups turn into puzzles with no easy answer. And while we're riding the second unit wave, save this for the final debate. How far can Udoka tighten that rotation in big games without messing with the starter's timing? And which combo should be untouchable when the stakes rise? When the dust settles, the roadmap for what truly changes a season is right there. Protect the ball and close with ice-cold stars, a bench that doesn't just hold, it grows leads, and a frontcourt that turns every opponent's brick into ammunition for threes on the other end. The debate is inevitable. How much can you play Adams and Capella together without killing spacing? And when a series turns into a half-court grind, can Sheppard shoulder the responsibility? Now it's your turn. Did the Rockets make the right call or a massive mistake? Drop your takes in the comments, smash that like, and subscribe for more.